Garry Tan, the president of Y Combinator, open sourced his exact Claude Code setup, 122,000 stars. So I installed all 55 tools and then I ran his own script on my own code. You get a CEO, a designer, and an engineer tearing your work apart before you ship it. It's free, it's MIT, and it's one command. We'll break down what it is, how it actually works, then I install it and prove it live. Let's jump in. So here's the thing about Claude Code. When you open it, you get a blinking cursor. That's it. It'll do almost anything you ask, but you have to know what to ask for. And that's the part nobody talks about. The blank prompt is the hard part. Gstack is Garry's answer to that. Instead of one assistant that does everything badly, you get a team of specialists. Each one has a job. Each one is a / command. There's a CEO that rethinks your product before you build the wrong thing. A designer that catches AI slop. An engineering manager that locks your architecture down, a reviewer that hunts production bugs, a security officer that runs a real audit, a release engineer that ships the pull request. The README says 23 specialists and 8 power tools. When I actually installed it, 55 skill folders landed on my machine. So there's more in the box than advertised, which honestly is the right direction for a claim to be wrong in. And the whole thing is just markdown. That's it. No app, no subscription, no API key, text files that tell Claude how to behave. Now, here's why I care about this, and it's not the code. I'm not a developer. I've never been a developer. I build things now because AI lets me, and the single biggest thing standing between me and shipping something is not knowing what good looks like. I don't know what an engineering manager would push back on. I don't know what a designer would kill. That's what this actually is. It's not a coding tool. It's a set of opinions from somebody who's seen thousands of companies get built, Coinbase, Instacart, Rippling, back when they were 2 people in a garage. He took the questions those people get asked and he wrote them down as prompt. You're not downloading software. You're downloading somebody's taste. The mechanics are almost boringly simple, and that's the point. Every one of those 55 tools is a markdown file. When you type /review, Claude reads that file, and the file tells it, here's who you are, here's what you look for, here's the order you do it in, here's what a real finding looks like versus a nitpick. That's the whole trick. The model was always capable of a good code review. What it was missing was the instructions for what a good code review actually is. So the review skill I ran is 1,852 lines long. 1,800 lines of somebody explaining in painful detail how to look at code properly. That's not a program. That's a checklist written by someone who's been burned. And because it's just text, you can open it, you can read it, you can change it, you can delete the parts you disagree with. Try doing that with a SaaS tool. You might be thinking, I already have cursor rules or a CLAUDE.md file. Fair. The difference is sequence. A rules file is a paragraph of vibes. Be concise. Use TypeScript. Don't add comments. This is a staged process where each specialist hands off to the next. The CEO challenges the idea before the engineer builds it. The order is the product. And it's opinionated. It's not trying to be neutral. It's one guy's specific way of working, and he's not hedging, which is why it either fits you or it really doesn't. Okay, let's actually put it on the machine. The README says 30 seconds, so I timed it twice. First run, cold, 82 seconds. Second run with everything cached, which is the best case, the friendliest possible conditions for that claim, 63.8 seconds. So it's about double what it says on the tin. And I want to be really clear about how much I care about that. Not at all. It's a minute. It's a minute of your life one time, and then you have 55 tools. I'm only telling you because I said I'd measure everything. And measuring everything means telling you when the boring number doesn't match too. Both runs exited clean. Both put 55 skills on disk. It just works. One thing I'd flag though, and this bit me. The installer writes into your home Claude folder, and it will delete and replace directories in there. I have a heavily customized setup with a lot of my own skills in it. So I did the install inside a sandbox with a fake home directory and confirmed it never touched my real one. If you've got your own setup you care about, do that. If you're starting fresh, just run it. So let's actually use it. And I didn't want to test it on a toy. So I pointed it at my own code, 250 lines of a tool I'd already written and shipped /review. It came back with 14 real problems, 9 of them I'd call critical. Now, 14 is a big number, and a big number on its own means nothing. So I ran a control, same code, same model, no gstack, just me typing, review this, and find real bugs. That found 6. And every single one of those 6 was already inside gstack's 14. So it didn't miss anything the plain prompt caught, and it found 8 more on top. But here's the part I actually care about, which is why it won. It's not that the checklist is smarter, it's that gstack forces it to fan out. 6 separate reviewers plus a second AI model checking the first one's work. You could get most of that by just asking 6 times, except for this one thing. One of those reviewers looked at the worst bug in my code and talked itself out of it, decided it couldn't happen, and then a different reviewer with fresh eyes found it and proved it by actually running the thing and watching it crash. That's the real argument for this right there. Not a better checklist. A second opinion that doesn't share your blind spot. And there's one, it found that a normal review literally can't. The rules tell it to go read code outside the file you handed it. So it did. It opened one of my real project files and found a row type sitting in there that my code doesn't know exists. Something I'd have shipped broken and never noticed. My favorite one though, it found a bug that I had already hit myself and fixed 36 minutes later. It just found it first. All right, this is the part I actually wanted to do. This repo exists because of a claim. Garry posted that in 60 days, he shipped 600,000 lines of production code, and the internet did what the internet does. It's AI slop. Lines of code is a garbage metric. And here's the thing, he agreed. He wrote a whole document saying the critics are right. It's been a bad metric since Dijkstra said so in 1988. And then he did the math properly anyway, stripped the blanks and comments, counted only logical lines, deflated for AI verbosity, and published it. 11,417 logical lines a day, 810 times his 2013 pace. Then he did the thing almost nobody does. He shipped the script and he wrote, run it yourself. So I did his script, my repo, not modified. 793,000 logical lines this year, 4,028 a day, which felt incredible for about 10 seconds. Because then I looked at what was in it. 41% is Unity scene files and Excalidraw diagrams. Those are save files. When I drag a box in a diagram tool, it writes a few hundred lines of coordinates. I didn't write those. A mouse wrote those. 12% is my own notes. 11% is data. 3% is subtitles and logs, and 6%, 48,000 lines, is invoices. It counted 11 school payout, PDFs, and 86 Namecheap order confirmation emails as source code. My accounting folder is apparently a software project. Strip it all out, what's left that I defend as code? 204,000 lines, 1,038 a day. So his script says, I ship 4,000 a day. The honest number is 1,009% of his pace. Now, the important part, because this is where it'd be easy to be a jerk about it, this isn't AI versus human. Garry counts AI written code, and so do I. His line is, the point isn't who typed it, it's what shipped. I completely agree. Almost all of my 200,000 lines was written by a model, and it still counts because it runs. The line isn't human versus AI, it's authored logic versus serialized blob, something that makes a decision versus a file recording where you dragged a rectangle. And yeah, his script would do the same thing to his repos. Any generated file inflates the same way mine did. But I want to be careful here because I can't actually check. 26 of his 40 repos are private. I have no idea what his split is. It might be 90% real code. He might be underselling himself. I genuinely don't know, and neither does anyone else dunking on him. What I know is what happened on my machine with my code using his script, and on my machine, 3/4 of the number was air. So let me tell you what I didn't test, because that matters just as much. I didn't test the browser tools. There's a whole set of them that drive a real browser to test your site. I don't run browser automation, so I skip them. I can't tell you if they work, and I'm not going to pretend otherwise. The install timing is 2 runs on one machine. That's not a benchmark. That's 2 data points. And I measured 1 repo. Garry measured 40. Mine is a weird repo, video projects, Unity games, an accounting folder. His are probably cleaner, different shape entirely. And that shape is exactly what this whole test turned out to be about. But here's the one that actually worries me. That review skill scores every finding for confidence, then throws away anything scoring low. Sounds sensible. Except when I ran it, the reviewers filled that score in wrong. They numbered their findings 1, 2, 3 instead of scoring them. So if you'd followed gstack's own rule and deleted everything low, you'd have thrown away the 4 best bugs it found, including the worst one. A filter that quietly deletes real bugs when something upstream misreads a scale is worse than no filter at all. I only caught it because I was checking, and that's the honest shape of this thing. About 200 lines of genuinely good method wearing a 1600 line coat, the telemetry, the upgrade prompts, the logging, none of it did a thing for me. The good part is real, it's just smaller than the file size suggests. So who's this actually for? If you're a developer, you already have your own opinions and you'll fight with his. Fine, delete half, keep the rest. If you're like me, building with AI, shipping stuff, with a nagging feeling you don't know what you don't know, this is worth an hour. Not because it makes the AI smarter, it doesn't. It makes it ask you better questions. And most of the bad things I've built, I built because nobody asked me a better question first. And honestly, the number thing turned out to be the most useful part of this for me. Not because it exposed anything, he called it himself in public before anybody made him, but because I now know that when I feel productive, a big chunk of that feeling is a diagram tool writing coordinates. That's a worse number. It's also a better one. It's real. So that's gstack. It's free. It's a minute to install. And it's one of the more honest things I've pulled off GitHub in a while. Want to hang out with people building this stuff? Communities in the description. And check out this one, Claude Code, finally has a memory. Click it right there.